sound the alarm and put on your Sunday best because 494 clues have come and gone, but 51 new ones are headed your way as part of this special 20th edition of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for being here. In this special 20th episode, we will have a double Jeopardy round, meaning instead of being quizzed on just 5 categories, you'll be quizzed on 10. Now, before we get to those categories, here are the rules on your screen. The number one rule, of course, is play however you want. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone because I won't know you're doing so. The first round, the regular Jeopardy round, will start off with last week's Final Jeopardy category, which was Face Mashup. It was my very poor Photoshop skills morphing two Disney characters' faces together and you guessing who the two characters were. I will say, though, in the last week, my Photoshop skills have not really improved. They're pretty much exactly the same, so best of luck. Either way, Face Mashup kicks things off as we take a look at the first 5 categories you'll be playing in episode 20. There she is, Face Mashup. Once again, it'll either feature Disney characters, Pixar characters, or one of each, and you'll have to name which two characters' faces are morphed together. Second category, Experimental. This is all about the inventors and scientists within Disney films. Third category, one of my favorite movies ever, Princess and the Frog. Fourth category, Cars. Now, just to be clear, this is about the film, the 2006 film, not just all cars in general. And the fifth and final category of round number 1, MCU Villains. That's right, I'll give you a quote spoken by one of Marvel's famous villains that you've seen in the MCU, and you'll have to tell me who said that. Now, before we start the game, here are the double Jeopardy categories. It's not about animation, but live action originals. That's right, I feel like I don't give enough love to the live action original films. Not the remakes, not the controversial remakes that have come out in the past decade. These are live action original films from Disney that you'll have to name. The second category in double Jeopardy will be Disney and Pixar directors. Third category for all you Star Wars fans, Star Wars vehicles. Fourth category, you know I had to include a parks one. 1, 2, 3 parks. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give you 3 different things from Disney parks and resorts, and you'll have to tell me the chronological order in which they came in. And the fifth and final category, the other one, aka the sibling. I'll give you a famous Disney character, and you'll have to name their one and only sibling. There you go. Here are the 10 categories once again on your screen. The top half is what you'll be playing right now, and then Double Jeopardy will come a little later on. So with that, pop the popcorn, dip the feather in the ink if you're using that writing utensil from 200 years ago for some reason, and get ready to keep your scores because round number 1 starts right now with Face Mashup. You're welcome for this. Who are the two characters? That would be Maui from Moana and Woody from Toy Story. Here's Experimental's first clue. Experiment 626 is an illegal genetic experiment who was made to be virtually indestructible. You may know him better as this. That would be the one and only Stitch. We can go on together with suspicious minds. Here's Princess and the Frog's first clue. Dr. Facilier sings this tune to Naveen and Lawrence before cursing the Prince of Maldonia into a frog. One of the greatest villain songs ever, severely underrated. What is Friends on the Other Side?
I got things I ain't even tried, and I got friends on the other side.
Fun fact about the scene from Friends on the Other Side, I didn't realize this the first time I watched it, but at the end of the song, you see it right there, you're actually looking at Dr. Facilier from Prince Naveen's perspective, hence why you're getting so much smaller. Pretty cool, cool details. Here comes Cars for 100. The town Lightning McQueen ends up in. No, it's not Anaheim, California, even though they have a replica, but it is Radiator Springs.
I'm telling you, man, every third blink is slower.
The 60s weren't good to you, were they?
And the fifth and final clue of the 100-point round goes to MCU Villains. You should have gone for the head. I can't snap. I've never. That wasn't that bad. That, of course, signifies Thanos, the most famous villain in MCU history.
You should have gone for the head.
So there you go for the cupcake round, the easiest round of the game. Hopefully you went 5 for 5 for 500 points. If not, fear not. Here comes the 200-point round now. We're back to mashing faces. Ho ho ho, who's this? That would be Flick from A Bug's Life and Ray from Princess and the Frog. Here's Experimental for 200. Combine Winnie the Pooh's favorite food with a certain fruit, and you've got this San Franciscan. I'll be honest, I don't know if that is how you spell San Franciscan. If someone wants to correct me, go right ahead. But the correct answer is Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6.
Jesse! Oh my gosh, you must be Hero! I've heard so much about you!
We're back to Princess and the Frog. Charlotte asks Tiana for 500 of these man-catching snacks for her ball. She wants beignets, one of Nola's greatest delicacies.
You're a bona fide genius! I'm gonna need about 500 of your man-catching beignets for my ball tonight. Excuse me, Daddy. Will this about cover it?
Here's Cars for 2. Lightning McQueen's racing number. In the original film, he wears numero 95. And to finish off the round, here's MCU's Villains for 2. Nah, I'm your king. Michael B. Jordan puts on the performance of a lifetime as Killmonger in Black Panther.
Nah, I'm your king.
So that is 10 clues out of our 51. How are you feeling? Feel confident? Is the confidence building? Are you already like panicking and saying, oh no, I'm digging myself a deep hole here? Well, fear not. Again, fear not. I'm going to say fear not every time if you're doing really badly. I'll just tell you now. Fear not, because redemption is right around the corner. Here comes the 300-point round. Now this is one of my greatest achievements in life. Who are these two characters? You know, I clearly try to make it obvious on one of them, Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph. The other one, Queen Eleanor from Brave. Well, that is one interesting, I'm looking at it now, that is one fun-looking character. Yeah, Vanellope, Queen Vanellope, we'll call her that. On to Experimental for 300. He's the wheelchair-bound mad scientist who resides in Halloween Town. He also created Sally. He's from The Nightmare Before Christmas, another underrated Disney film. Who is Dr. Finkelstein? Or Steen. One of the two. It's spelled like that, though. That's what matters.
Not ready for so much excitement.
Yes, I am.
You're coming with me.
No, I'm not.
Let's hop over. Get it? Hop, hop. A frog joke. Let's hop over to Princess and the Frog for 300. Prince Naveen, aka the greatest of all time, was cut off by his parents for never wanting to work. So he moves to New Orleans with this intention. Prince Naveen and Lawrence move to New Orleans with the objective to just marry a rich woman. That is like one of the funniest things ever, in my opinion. That's hilarious.
You have had quite an influence on me, which is amazing because I have dated thousands of women and no, like 2, 3, just other women.
Let's move on now to what's next? Oh, Cars. Cars for 300. He claims to be McQueen's best friend. The one and only Mater.
I knew it. I knowed I made a good choice.
In what?
My best friend.
And let's finish off the third round with the MCU's Villains. Mission Report, December 16th, 1991. The correct answer is Zemo.
Я готов отвечать.
Mission Report, December 16, 1991.
Let's move on to the fourth round now. These are worth 400 each because I think they're a little harder. How about this for a face mashup? Correct answer, who is Bruno from Encanto and Linguini on the outside. Linguini from Ratatouille. Here's your fourth clue from Experimental. When Dr. Bunsen Honeydew's experiments go awry in The Muppets, this assistant of his usually ends up the victim in some sort of lab accident. Who is Beaker?
Beaker, better give that device a good going over. And Eureka!
Princess and the Frog now for 4. Big Daddy has been named the king of the Mardi Gras parade this many times in a row. I told you these are getting tougher. The correct answer, 5. 5 years in a row.
Congratulations on being voted king of the Mardi Gras parade.
Caught me completely by surprise. For the 5th year in a row.
Beep, beep, here comes Cars for 400. Why'd I do that? The name of the trophy McQueen is racing for. That will be the Piston Cup. And the fifth and final clue of round number 4 goes to the MCU. Don't ever apologize for being the smartest one in the room. Another extremely underrated villain. I feel like everyone already forgot about him because the MCU is getting a little oversaturated. They're doing a little too much. But correct answer is Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal in Spider-Man Far From Home.
And how does that even work with all the quantum? It's insane. Sorry. It's really cool.
Don't ever apologize for being the smartest one in the room.
Okay, now normally in the 5th round, it's time for the extremely dramatic music because it's the hardest round of the game. But I was gonna, you know what? No, forget it. Hit the music. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's just gonna be 2 difficult, intense, overly dramatic rounds today. This one is only worth 500 each, but it will be just as difficult as the 1,000 point round in Double Jeopardy. So with that, let's kick things off with by far my most difficult face mashup. Good luck. How do you like them apples? That's not a bad Photoshop. Who are the 2 characters, though? That would be Hero's older brother in Big Hero 6, Tadashi, and Lightyear, the real Lightyear, the real fake Lightyear, the Lightyear that Buzz is based off of, the Lightyear that a lot of people didn't even see, but that one, the Chris Evans Lightyear, that's who it is. Here's Experimental's final clue. The Rescue Rangers can thank her for the majority of their inventions. That would be Gadget Hack Wrench.
Sure, I'm sure.
Not like the last time.
Oh, Monty, How many times do you think the wings can fall off a plane?
Only 3 clues left in the first round here. We start with Princess and the Frog. Mama Odie is an elderly blind woman who lives in a boat in a tree in the bayou, who happens to be this many years old. Mama Odie is a 197-year-old blind woman who lives in a boat in a tree in the bayou.
Not bad for a 197-year-old blind lady.
On to Cars' final clue. This car is responsible for the fastest pit stop ever seen when he changes McQueen's tires at a record pace. His name? Guido.
Hey, Tiny, you gonna clean his windshield?
That was the fastest pit stop I've ever seen.
Okay, it is time for the final clue on the board for the first round of episode 20. This is worth 500 points and belongs to MCU Villains. And I quote, "A true story about fortune cookies. They look Chinese, they sound Chinese, but they're actually an American invention, which is why they're hollow, full of lies, and leave a bad taste in the mouth." Who is Trevor Slattery, aka the man playing the Mandarin?
True story about fortune cookies. They look Chinese. They sound Chinese. But they're actually an American invention, which is why they're hollow, full of lies, and leave a bad taste in the mouth.
That's gonna do it for the first half of episode 20. Normally we'd be heading into Final Jeopardy now, but lucky you, we've got 26 more clues headed your way. Once again, here are the categories that you'll be playing through. You've got your live action originals, your directors, Star Wars, park stuff, and siblings. So a little bit of something for everyone. If you want to take a break and take a sip of water or whatever because this video is so long, go right ahead and pause me. Did you pause me at the right time? I don't know. Either way. If you didn't pause me because you just want to keep on going, keep that momentum going, or recoup your losses from the first half, that's fine too. Let's get things started with Double Jeopardy for the first time ever. Don't forget, these are worth twice as much as the first round. We start off with live action originals for 200. Tim Allen is forced to take a new job after an unfortunate incident on Christmas Eve. What is the Santa Claus?
Just got some ID on him, I bet. Fella, if you can hear me, I'm just looking for your identification. Once you figure out who you are, I'll give you a lift back to the mall. If something should happen to me, put on my suit, the reindeer will know what to do. Yeah, right.
All right, here comes Disney and Pixar directors. I will give you a list of 4 films, and you'll have to name who the director was that worked on all of them. This one's worth 200. Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, and Cars. The former head of Disney Animation, who is John Lasseter. Here comes Star Wars Ships for 200. It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Just ask Han Solo. What is the famous Millennium Falcon?
What a piece of junk!
She'll make 0.5 past light speed. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
Coming up, our next category, once again, is 1, 2, 3 parks. I will list 3 different things, and you'll have to tell me the order in which they came out. This is worth 200. MGM Studios, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. Correct answer, Epcot, MGM Studios, Animal Kingdom. Epcot opening in 1982. MGM Studios being rushed by Michael Eisner to beat Universal to Orlando in 1989. And Animal Kingdom back in 1998, meaning it's been 25 years since we've gotten a new Disney World park. Why was I born now? Why couldn't I have been born back in the day?
First came Disneyland, then Disney World. Now comes Epcot.
Disney pulled out all the stops and brought in all the stars for today's public opening.
Introducing the most adventurous Walt Disney World theme park ever. Disney's Animal Kingdom. The imagination of Disney gone wild.
And the final clue of the first round of Double Jeopardy goes to the other one. Mufasa's less popular brother. The correct answer is his killer, his murderer, the one who ruined Simba's life, his childhood. Scar. The answer is Scar. That's going to do it for the cupcake round of Double Jeopardy. Hopefully you added 1,000 points to your score. If not, fear not. I told you I was going to say it again, because these next clues are worth 400 each. We start with live-action originals. Led by a magical lion, 4 siblings find themselves in a mysterious world that was accessed via a large piece of furniture. What is the Chronicles of Narnia? On to directors. Monsters, Inc., Up, Inside Out, Soul. That's quite a lineup. The correct answer is, who is Pete Docter? To a Galaxy Far, Far Away for 400 points. Luke takes down these larger-than-life transport vehicles in a memorable battle on Hoth. What are AT-ATs? One, two, three parks for 4. These are Disney resorts: Tokyo, Hong Kong, Euro Disney. Correct answer is Tokyo, Euro Disney, and then Hong Kong. Hong Kong being the last Disney resort to open back in 2005 before Shanghai did in 2016. And finally, it's the other one for 400. Lilo's big sister. Who is Nani? Every list I looked at put her right at the top of the greatest siblings in Disney history, so let me know if you agree with that. It is time for the 600-point round now. These clues are more valuable than any you've been asked so far, so answer with caution. Here's live-action originals. A princess-to-be is sent down to a place where there are no happily ever afters. She comes back up via a manhole cover. It's a classic, all right. What is Enchanted? Every time I see an Enchanted clip, I laugh. So, I will say, we'll probably be getting an Enchanted category in one of the next few episodes. On to directors for 6. The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Tomorrowland live action, and Incredibles 2. I will say, one of those is not like the other, and I don't just mean because it's live action. Who is Brad Bird? Here comes Star Wars for 6. Catch Poe Dameron in one of these during The Force Awakens, or watch Luke use the Force in one at the end of A New Hope. That would be in X-Wing.
Yeah! It's
one hell of a pilot! Woo-hoo!
1, 2, 3 parks for 6. Can you put these in chronological order? Space Mountain in Florida, Space Mountain in Tokyo, Space Mountain in California. The original Walt Disney World. That's right, Disney World beat Disneyland. So correct answer is Florida's first, California is second, and Tokyo is third. 1975 for Florida, 1977 for Disneyland in California, and Tokyo got theirs in 1983 when they opened.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present Space Mountain.
And finally, it's siblings for 6. Remy's brother in Ratatouille. His comic relief brother is Emile.
What are you eating?
I don't really know.
Okay, 40 clues down. 40 clues down, and yet we still have another 11 to go. So brace yourself. Here comes the 800-point round. What say you we start off with live action? T.C. Williams pulls off a fake 23 blast with a backside George reverse to pull off an improbable win. Not just my favorite sports movie ever, but probably top 3 movie ever for me. What is Remember the Titans?
Rev! Where's Rev? Yes, sir. All right, listen, you ready to run? Yes, sir. Fake 23 blast with a backside George reverse. You got that? Fake 23 blast with a backside George reverse like your life depended upon it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go get him.
The Titans take the field with time to run one final play for the state championship.
Here comes director for 8, or should I say directors, because this is a duo. They directed The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, and Moana. Who are Ron Clements and John Musker? And here's the crazy part. I only put 4 movies that they co-directed together, but they also did Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, and one of Disney's most underrated movies ever, The Great Mouse Detective. What a duo. Here comes Star Wars vehicles. Modified by Jango Fett, this ship was eventually utilized by his cloned son, Boba. What is Slave One? One, 2, 3 parks for 8. These are California-based attractions. Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, the Disneyland Monorail. The correct answer is the Disneyland Monorail first, with the expansion of Tomorrowland in 1959. Then, Pirates of the Caribbean second, and the Haunted Mansion is the newest attraction out of those 3. And here comes sibling for 8. Andy's little sister in Toy Story. The correct answer is Molly.
Why do you still have these toys?
Molly, out of my room.
3 more days and it's mine.
Molly.
Now, I'll be honest, I completely forgot Andy even had a sister. So if you got that right, not too bad, but don't get too confident, because it is time for the most overly dramatic part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. I feel like the hit it isn't as effective since you've already experienced this earlier in the video. But either way, this is it, folks. This is it. 45 clues down. You got these 5 left and then 1 in Final Jeopardy. These are worth 1,000 points each. So best of luck. Here's live action for 1,000. Both the FBI and Nazi operatives are after a stunt pilot who came across and utilized a device that allows him to fly without an aircraft. What is the Rocketeer?
Go get him, kid.
4 clues left now. Here's directors: Bolt, Tangled, Zootopia, and Encanto. What a lineup! Who is Byron Howard? Here's the last clue for Star Wars vehicles. A symbol of the Imperial fleet, these single-pilot vehicles were modified throughout the Star Wars franchise and designed for fast-paced dogfights with X-Wings. They are TIE Fighters.
I have you now. What?
2 clues now left. Here's 1, 2, 3 parks. Florida-based attractions: Navi River Journey, Frozen Ever After, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Correct answer is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train first, followed by Frozen Ever After, and Navi River Journey last, opening in 2017 alongside my favorite ride ever, Flight of Passage. And here comes the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It's the other one for 1,000. Princess Ada's younger sister in A Bug's Life. The final correct answer on the board: who is Dot?
Oh, you're such a cute little aphid.
Ditch Dot! Get in! Hey, come back here!
Dot!
Yes, Mother.
What did I tell you about trying to fly?
Not until my wings grow.
So there you have it, 50 clues down, but 1 remains in Final Jeopardy. Will you wager it all? Yeah, I think you should. Why not? Let's see what the category is. Before and after. That's right, Before and After makes its long-awaited return. And when I say long-awaited, I mean about 2 weeks. I think I put it in an episode like 2 weeks ago, and people seem to love it. So I said, why not? Let's utilize this again. It's a lot of fun to do. It's a lot of fun to create. Once again, this is how it works. If I were to say, I gave this example last time, if I were to say The Rescuers sequel combined with a song Sebastian sings in The Little Mermaid, you would get The Rescuers Down Under the Sea. See that? I will say, in terms of this clue, it is 2 songs. 2 songs. So with that knowledge, make those wagers. All right, time is up. It's time to see the final clue of 51 in episode 20. Winifred Sanderson's voice starts off this combo, while Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez finish it off. Good luck. All right, time is up. You either know that you got it or you know that you absolutely did not get it. The correct answer stems from Hocus Pocus and High School Musical 2, hence the characters' names. What is I Put a Spell on You Are the Music in Me?
Hello, sailor! My name's Winifred! What's yours? I put a spell on you! You are the music in me.
And that will do it for the big episode 20 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Let me remind you, we are here every single Sunday bringing you 26 new clues to test your Disney knowledge. Once again, I've been your host, Bryan Perri. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I will see you this upcoming Wednesday for Inside 300 to get you caught up on all your Disney and Universal news, and then episode 21 next Sunday. Until then,
Bye-bye.